Today we're going to be learning about prime versus composite. So before we start looking at what prime means and what composite means, first we need to look back at our rules from yesterday and look at our lesson so we can use what we learned yesterday to pull into today's lesson. So yesterday we talked about divisibility, and we talked about how you can use these different set of rules to help determine if one number is divisible by another number without having any remainders. This whole numbers with no remainders, this idea exactly is going to be super important today as we move into our lesson around prime numbers. So I want you to go back, read what you wrote down in your own words about what divisibility is, and then we're going to get started. All right. So first, I want to talk about the word prime. So prime means a whole number that has only two factors. And we know from 2 days ago that factors are the numbers that we multiply together to get the product. So in a prime number, they only have two. So prime numbers are special because they only have two factors that make up the number. Okay, so this is, let me highlight this for you. Prime numbers are a whole number greater than 1 that has two factors, 1 and itself. So prime numbers are made by multiplying only two factors. 1 and itself. So when we look at divisibility and the count by numbers, like 2, 4, 6, 8, those numbers are not prime because you can divide. 2, though, is a prime number because 2 can only be created when you multiply 1 times 2. So let's put some examples in here. A prime number is a number that automatically, when you use it, has 1. So let's do example number 1. If I were to multiply 1 times 2, I would get 2. This is prime because there are no other ways to make the number 2. Another prime number would be like the number 7, right? So the only way, example number 2, the only way to get 7 is to use the factors 1 and the factor 7. That gives us the product of 7. So 2 is prime, 7 is prime. Can you think of any other prime numbers? 5? Yeah, 5 would be a prime number. 5 is totally a prime number. 5 is prime because you get 5 by doing 1 times 5. Oh, by the way, if I didn't tell you, this little dot in middle school now means multiplication. So we're moving away from using an X in multiplication to using a dot. Because pretty soon we're going to be working with algebra, and algebra is going to be using an X. So we want to make sure that we are using a dot when we multiply. So 1 times 5 gives us 5. 5 cannot be made any other way except 1 and 5. So these are all prime numbers. Okay, I want you to do a try it all on your own. And I want you to come up with your own example. And then I want you to share that example with me in Google Classroom. You can just post it in there somewhere and tell me what your example is. So come up with your own prime. Okay, now we're going to talk about the word composite. So the word composite. So composite is the opposite of a prime number. So composite numbers here, let's go ahead and write this. Composite numbers are made up of more than one factor. So you can get them by multiplying more than one factor together to get them. So we like to think of these ones like as our count by numbers. So composite numbers are created when we multiply more than two factors together. Okay, so any whole number that is made of more than two factors. Okay, let's talk about this one. So up here we had prime, and prime was only 1 and itself, right? So 1 and 2, 1 and 7, 1 and 5, and then whatever you came up with for your try it. And composite numbers. Composite numbers, for example, are numbers that are created by multiplying more than one thing. So let's look at, what number were we on? So this was example number 3. Let's go to example number 4. And guess what? Example number 4 is the product of 4. So if I had 4, I could make 4 by doing 1 times 4, and I can make 4 by doing 2 times 2. So this is a composite number because it's made up of more than one set of factors. Okay, so this is a composite number because it has 2 sets of factors, 2 factor pairs, right? So here's a factor pair, here's a factor pair, which is what we learned 2 days ago. Okay, let's look at example number 5. How about, let's do 25. How would we get 25? Oh, okay, so we could do 1 times 25 and 5 times 5. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so 5 times 5 is another factor pair. So this number here is composite. So this is composite because it's divisible by 5. It's divisible by 25. It's also divisible by 1. So it has these divisibility rules of more than just 1 and itself. Okay, let's do example number 6. Let's look at the number, 30, oh, I don't know. How about, oh, let's look at the number 60. How would we make 60? Okay, 1 and 60. Yes. 6 and 10. Okay. 6 times 10. What else? Oh, 3 and 20. Yeah, so 3 times 20. So this one has more than one set of factors, right? So this has many factors to go into it. So this one is definitely a composite because it has multiple factors that can be made of, that can be created to make up this number. Okay, are there anything else here that we want to talk about? I want you to do a try it here on your own, and I want you to come up with your own composite number. So come up with own composite. And then again, I want you to share that with me somewhere on Google Classroom. So just share a prime number and a composite number with me, okay? All right, now let's look at a couple different questions that we can, I want to look at a couple different questions and do some more examples with you before I send you off to work on this assignment on your own. Okay, so the first one is that I forgot one up here. So 4 is another one. 4 times 15, that's another factor up there. Okay, here we go. Down below, I want to know about this one. I want to know about this one. 4. We did 4. How about 11? What about 11? So this is try it number 3. What is 11? What is 11? Is 11 prime or is it composite? What do you think? You tell me. Is it prime or composite, and how do you know? Okay. The next one I want you to do is 75. So try it number 4 is the number 75. Is this one prime or composite? And how do you know? Tell me. And last but not least, number 5 is number 23. Is this prime or is it composite? And how do you know? Okay, right now you're going to want to pause the video because I'm going to go ahead and solve these problems, and if you don't have them solved yet, you're going to get the answers. So make sure that you pause the video unless you're ready for the answers. Okay, so 11. 11 is prime. It is a prime number because 1 times 11 gives you 11. There is no other factors that create 11. 11 is not divisible by anything other than 1 or 11. 75. 75 is composite. And we know that this one is composite because when we look at this, it ends in a 5. And we know from our divisibility rules that automatically this one is divisible by 5. We also know that 1 and 75. So that's 3 numbers right there. So this one is composite because it has many factors that it is divisible by. Okay, and the last one, 23. Prime or composite? What do you think? Yeah, this one's prime also. Good work. You guys are on fire today. Okay, prime. This one is prime because 1 and 23. It only has 2 factors, 1 and 23. You cannot multiply 2 numbers together that are not 1 or 23 to get 23. That's it, 1 and 23. Okay, so now off to the side, I want you to tell me what is the difference between a prime number and a composite number. So in your own words, I want you to explain to me somewhere on your paper, what is the difference? What is the difference between prime and composite? And composite so that we know that you've hit your learning target today. I also want you to tell me, where are you at with your learning for prime versus composite? Where are you at with this? So off to the side, put in the box, 3, boom, I am good to go. I totally understand prime number versus composite numbers. I can explain it to you in my own words. I can identify them using my factors and divisibility rules. 2, I need some more practice. I have to kind of work through this. I need to go back, look at the videos some more, do some more examples. Maybe I'll hop on iExcel and do some more practice there. Or a 1. I have no clue what Miss Englander is talking about. Prime and composite are completely foreign to me, and I am going to jump on the Google Meet and ask Miss Englander for more help. So please ask for help if you need it. Otherwise, tomorrow you do have a quiz, so make sure that you are ready for that. All right. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and let's make it a great day the Cougar way. Bye.